What is up, degenerates? Welcome back to Hype Check for yet another video for the UFC. In today's video, I'm doing a full card breakdown, going over each and every fight for UFC Vegas 73, Mackenzie Dern versus Angela Hill. As always, if you guys are new here, join the fam, hit that like and subscribe button. We're trying to hit that 50K subscribe mark, so if you are new, it does help out the channel a lot. Also, we had yet another insane week, back-to-back weeks of near sweeping the entire card, handicapping near perfectly. So if any of you guys do want to sign up for the VIP system, I'll be leaving that link in the pinned comment down below in top description. Part of the VIP system is you get every single bet that I place, regardless of the sport. Mainly UFC, though, as it is my most profitable sport betting-wise. But regardless of that, this week we are looking to kill it. A super interesting card. There's a lot of tough spots that you want to fade, but there are some really good opportunities to make some good money. But before we get into the video, I just want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that is Stake, the #1 sportsbook and casino available online and exclusively for the Hype Check fam. When you sign up using the code HYPE, I'll personally be sending you guys a $75 tip directly to your Stake account or to your Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, whatever you want. I have every single payment method possible. So all you guys got to do is sign up to Stake using the code HYPE. Message me on Instagram with a screenshot of you using the code, and I'll send you over the tip right away. But regardless of that, thank you once again to Stake. Thank you guys for all the support you've been giving myself and the channel. So shout out to you guys. Make sure to comment your favorite bets and picks down below. As myself, I know a lot of the other viewers like viewing that as well. And yeah, let's not waste any more time. Let's hop into the video. Let's do it. Kicking off the prelims, we got Takashi Sato going up against Themba Gorimbo. This fight is at pick'em odds, with Sato having slightly more juice at -114 and Gorimbo is sitting at -112. Both guys need to win in this spot. Sato is coming off 3 straight losses, most recently via knockout to the hands of Brian Battle. Gorimbo, on the other hand, is coming off his debut loss via submission to AJ Fletcher earlier this year. Starting off with Gorimbo, he's a wrestler first, striker second. He averages over 4 takedowns a fight, which will definitely be a huge part of his game plan on Saturday, as Sato has a 60% takedown defense on the feet, while Sato will be the more technical and harder hitting striker. Gorimbo, he'll be the more accurate, and in his last fight, which was on short notice, he looked very decent. Betting-wise, I'll gladly take the more motivated fighter who is more active and will have a decent height and 4-inch reach advantage on Saturday, while also taking into account his clear path to victory in the spot while using the wrestling. The only thing that worries me about Gorimbo is that he has a lack of UFC experience. However, Sato hasn't looked too good lately against UFC experience, so for me, it's a favorite or pass spot here. On to the next. After that, we got Victoria Leonardo going up against Natalia Silva. Silva is a favorite at -909, and Leonardo is the underdog at +540. Both girls are coming into this one off wins. Silva, she's a 26-year-old prospect, currently riding an 8-fight win streak, 2-0 in the UFC, her most recent win over Teresa Bleda via knockout. Leonardo, she's coming off her first win in the UFC via decision over Mandy Baum, making her 1-2 in the promotion. This one will be short and sweet. As the odds are telling you, Silva, she's the biggest favorite on the entire card, and this is a clear setup fight by the UFC to get her another win under her belt. Silva will be better wherever this fight goes. Besides for the wrestling, however, Leonardo isn't anything to write home about. Silva will be able to get back to her feet. So, in my opinion though, I would personally stay away from betting this fight, as even parlaying Silva as a -909 favorite won't be adding any major juice to anything, and obviously betting it straight up is ridiculous. So for me, it's a favorite pass spot here. Don't bet it. There's better opportunities on the card. Next up, we got Chase Hooper going up against Nick Fiore. Nick is the favorite at -143, and Hooper is the underdog at +111. Two young and up-and-coming fighters going head-to-head on Saturday, both looking to bounce back off losses. Hooper, he's making his lightweight debut. His last fight, which was at featherweight, was a loss via knockout to Steve Garcia. Nick, on the other hand, is coming off his UFC debut loss via decision to Mateusz Rebecki. Starting off with Hooper, he's by far my least favorite fighter to watch and bet on. While he will have a massive edge in UFC experience and will be the better grappler, I just can't trust this trash can. And after watching his last fight, I literally set a reminder on my phone to fade Hooper whenever he hits the octagon. Nick, he'll be the harder hitter, better striker, and has way better striking defense. Hooper on the feet tends to turn into a punching bag, and he doesn't have a good gas tank at all. When he starts getting banged up, he tends to just lie on his back, trying to invite his opponents to hit the mat, which usually they don't. Betting-wise, as long as Nick avoids Hooper's submissions, he should be able to get a fairly easy win on Saturday. It's a favorite to pass spot here. After that, we got Ilir Latifi going up against Rodrigo Nascimento. Nascimento is the favorite at -200, and Latifi is the underdog at +155. Both heavyweights are coming off wins. Nascimento is a 9-1 fighter, his last win via split decision over Tanner Boser. Latifi, on the other hand, on a late career resurgence, nearing the end of his career at 40, currently riding a 2-fight win streak, most recently over Alexei Oleinik via unanimous decision. Nascimento will have a massive height and reach advantage, 6'2" to Latifi's 5'10", and a 7-inch reach advantage, which he will be using to his advantage, as on the feet, he's the way better striker. He doubles Latifi's volume and is a more accurate striker as well. Both these guys are also on opposite sides of their careers. Latifi, he's 40, and he even retired the last time he hit the octagon. Last time he fought after he beat Oleinik, he did in fact retire, but now he's back in the octagon, I assume to get an easy paycheck. And Nascimento, he's a 30-year-old prospect with a ton of motivation to rise up those rankings. Latifi's main game plan in the octagon is to get his opponents to the mat and win via lay and pray, which I just don't think he'll be able to do against a much bigger Nascimento. Betting-wise, Nascimento, as long as his takedown defense holds up, he should be able to get the dub. Or if it doesn't hold up and he gives up the takedown, I just need to see him getting back up to his feet quick, or at least fighting for it to tire Latifi out. For me, it's a favorite to pass spot here with Nascimento. On to the next. Next up, we got Orion Cosce going up against Gilbert Urbina. Cosce is the favorite at -141, and Urbina is the underdog at +111. Cosce, he's coming off his first UFC win over Blood Diamond via decision. Urbina off a submission loss to Brian Battle back in 2021. A very sketchy fight we have on our hands here. Both guys aren't active at all, and I don't really know how I feel about either of them skill-wise. On paper, Urbina is the better fighter in my opinion. He'll be the bigger guy in the octagon, 6'3" to Cosce's 5'11", and he'll have a 4-inch reach advantage over him as well. He'll also be putting out the higher amount of volume on the feet and is the more accurate striker. However, Cosce, he'll be the better wrestler with way better striking defense and will have the power and experience edge on his side. Betting-wise, while I really want to back Urbina at plus money this week, he has way too many red flags, specifically with that extremely long layoff. We don't know how he's going to look in that octagon. And at the end of the day, Cosce, he has more experience, is the harder hitter, and has a big wrestling upside. And it's just starting to make more and more sense to me to back him instead of the underdog. So for this fight, it's a favorite to pass spot here. After that, we got Karolina Kowalkiewicz going up against Vanessa Demopoulos. Karolina is the favorite at -143, and Demopoulos is the underdog at +111. Both fighters are coming into this one off wins. Karolina, she's currently riding a 2-fight win streak, most recently a unanimous decision win over Silvana Gomez-Juarez. Demopoulos, she's on a 3-fight win streak, most recently a unanimous decision win over Maria Oliveira. Both girls are pretty well-rounded, and Karolina, she'll have a slight height and a 5-inch reach advantage, which she'll have to use to her advantage to keep this fight standing and avoid Demopoulos' strong ground game. Betting-wise, Karolina has so much better experience under her belt, and like I've said on the feet, she'll be getting the better of the exchanges as she puts out a higher amount of volume and pressure with better striking defense. This is by far Demopoulos' hardest test to date, and I'll gladly take the vet, who is still super motivated. It's a favorite to pass spot here. On to the next. Closing out the prelims, we got Maheshate Hayisaer going up against Viacheslav Borshchev. Borshchev is the favorite at -167, and Maheshate is the underdog at +129. Both guys are looking to bounce back off losses. Maheshate off a decision loss to Rafa Garcia. Borshchev needs a win badly here, currently riding a 2-fight skid, most recently a unanimous decision loss to Mike Davis. This one will be short and sweet. Both guys don't want this fight on the mat, and in an all purely striking matchup, there's only one way to look when betting this fight, and that is with the killer in Borshchev. His 6-3 record is very deceiving, as he's a weathered kickboxer, as his last 2 fights were against dominant wrestlers, where he couldn't show off his striking. Trust me, boys, Borshchev is a murderer. When he gets space to strike, he'll be putting on a highlight reel. He will also in this fight be putting out the higher amount of volume and is the way more accurate striker and harder hitter. Betting-wise, as long as Maheshate doesn't become Khabib overnight, Borshchev should be able to dominate him on Saturday in an all-standing fight. It's a favorite pass spot here. On to the main. Kicking off the main card, we got Michael Johnson going up against Diego Ferreira. Ferreira is the favorite at -159, and Johnson is the underdog at +125. Johnson is coming off a unanimous decision win over Mark Diakese. Ferreira, on the other hand, he needs a win in this spot badly, currently riding a 3-fight skid. His last 2 losses ending in finishes, most recently to the hands of Mateusz Gamrot back in 2021. Starting off with Johnson, as his 21-18 record shows you, this guy is a savage, a vet we all know and love in the UFC. He's an extremely well-rounded fighter who's primarily a striker, but can add in takedowns when needed. Both of these fighters have near identical striking numbers. However, Johnson will have the edge on the feet as long as he's coming into this one on his A game, which is literally kind of 50-50 nowadays. But when he is on his A game, he is levels above striking over Ferreira. Betting-wise, Ferreira's only real edge is on the mat. However, he only has 1 career submission win and has only 2 takedowns in 9 years. Furthermore, he's 1-3 against southpaws, and guess what? It just so happens to be Michael Johnson is in fact a southpaw. Like I said, the only way Ferreira wins this fight is on the mat, and he knows that, so I think he'll be trying to throw in some Hail Mary takedowns, which in that case, I think Johnson will land a knee or an uppercut and catch Ferreira, knocking him out cold. It's a dog or pass spot here. On to the next. After that, we got Andre Fialho going up against Joaquin Buckley. Buckley is the favorite at -233, and Fialho is the underdog at +175. Both fighters need a win in this spot, riding 2-fight skids. Fialho, he's been finished in both of those losses, most recently to the hands of Muslim Salikov. Buckley to the hands of Chris Curtis via knockout. And to those of you degens who like finishes, this is the definition of a fight that won't be going the distance. This one will be short and sweet. I love Buckley in this spot. I had him winning in his last time out up until he got knocked out, and he does have wrestling in his back pocket if he does get clipped by Fialho. Betting-wise, Buckley is definitely not a play piece, but trust me, he's better wherever this fight goes, and as long as his chin holds up, he should be able to get it done on Saturday. Lastly, Fialho lands right around 3 significant strikes per minute, while absorbing near 6, an awful stat to have against a knockout artist, especially when you have a glass chin. It's a favorite to pass spot here. On to the next. Next up, we got Emily Ducote going up against Lupita Godinez. Godinez is the favorite at -159, and Emily is the underdog at +124. This one will be short and sweet. Godinez is coming to this one of a split decision win over Cynthia Calvillo. Emily, she's looking to bounce back off her unanimous decision loss to Angela Hill. Lupita is coming into this fight on short notice. She will be the stronger fighter with better wrestling. However, my main issue with backing Lupi is that she's coming in on short notice, and she's looked awful as of late, specifically on those short notice fights. For example, against Karolina, she came in on short notice and looked awful to say the least. Karolina is not a top tier fighter at all, and I was shocked how badly she got dominated. I can't trust Lupi at all, and when taking into consideration that Emily is at plus money off a full fight camp, I think this is a no-brainer bet in a dog or pass spot here. Now, we go to the co-main event of the evening with Edmen Shahbazyan going up against Anthony Hernandez. Hernandez is the favorite at -250, and Shahbazyan is the underdog at +190. Both guys are coming off wins. Shahbazyan, aka the Golden Boy, he finally had a bounce-back knockout dub over Dalcha Lungambula after losing 3 fights in a row. Hernandez, on the other hand, is red hot, riding a 3-fight win streak, most recently a win via submission over Marc-Andre Barriault. And initially, when the odds came out for this fight, I was absolutely shocked. Rewind to 2019, and Shahbazyan would be a 3-1 favorite in this spot. Him being a 2-1 underdog against a takedown or bust fighter is disrespectful. Hernandez averages 6 takedowns a fight, which is absolutely insane, especially when you're as good of a grappler as Hernandez. Betting-wise, Hernandez should be able to get the win via land prey. However, I'll be sprinkling on Shahbazyan to win via knockout, which should be extremely juicy odds. I think his revival continues on Saturday. Maybe I'll even put a little on the money line as well in a dog or pass spot here. It's time for the main event of the evening with Mackenzie Dern going up against Angela Hill. Dern is the favorite at -189, and Hill is the underdog at +146. Dern, she's looking to bounce back off her decision loss to Jan. Hill, she's currently riding a 2-fight win streak, most recently a unanimous decision over Emily Ducote. Dern is the best female grappler in the UFC. The only issue is she has a whopping 22% takedown accuracy. If that was closer to, let's say, 40 to 50%, she would probably be holding the belt. Regardless, that's not the case, and she's going up against a very solid overall fighter in Angela Hill. Hill will be the better striker in this matchup. She lands near 6 significant strikes per minute and is the more accurate striker with better striking defense. However, she's nearing retirement, closing in on that 40-year mark, and is already commentating for the UFC, so I don't really know how motivated she is to win in this spot. Dern, on the other hand, is only 30 and has a lot left in the tank. Betting-wise, I really like Dern in this spot. Boys, remember, this is a 5-round fight. Hill has to be near 100% perfect for 5 rounds, and I just don't see that happening, especially because Dern knows Hill poses zero risk of a finish. She does not throw with power, it's more of a volume. It's a favorite to pass spot here. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to join the hundreds of other members cashing in weekly in the VIP fam, just click the link on the top comment section or description. Shout out once again to Stake for sponsoring today's video. If you need a sportsbook to lock in your bets on, make sure to go over to their website, sign up using the code HYPE, and I'll send you guys over a $75 tip to whatever payment method you want. That is the best deal you'll be getting on any of these online sportsbooks. And also, Stake is 100% legit. Instant withdrawals, instant deposits, and it's just such a freaking good sportsbook. Good luck, boys. Make sure to comment your favorite bets down below. Peace.